Listen up, friends. It's time to stop the negative self-talk. We all have that little voice in our heads. You know, the one that tells us we're not good enough, smart enough, pretty enough, successful enough, or whatever other kind of enough our brains can come up with. That little voice loves to focus on the negatives, tear us down, and fill us with self-doubt. I call it the inner critic or the negative narrator. It's that naysaying narration in our minds that seems to pop up most often when we're feeling bad about ourselves. Well, today I'm here to tell you, it's time to fire your inner critic. That negative self-talk is no longer serving you, my friends. It's holding you back from being your best, happiest self. So let's look at how to identify that voice, reframe the negativity, and start filling your head with positive thoughts that uplift you instead of tear you down. I promise, with some practice, you can kick that inner critic to the curb. How to identify your inner critic? The first step is paying attention and noticing when that negative self-narration starts playing. What kinds of events or situations tend to trigger it? For many of us, it's during times of stress, anxiety, disappointment, or uncertainty. The inner critic often shows up when we are facing a challenge of some kind. Some common types of negative self-talk. Self-criticism, I'm such an idiot. I can't do anything right. Self-doubt, I'm not qualified for this. They're going to find out I'm a fraud. Imposter syndrome, I don't deserve this success. I must have fooled them into thinking I'm better than I am. Perfectionism, I have to do this perfectly or it's not good enough. What if I fail? Focusing on weaknesses, I'm not athletic, smart, talented enough for this. Exaggerating failures, I really blew this opportunity. My career is over now. Really listen and pay attention to the instances when that inner voice tends to pipe up. What is it saying? How does it make you feel? Understanding the common themes of your negative inner narration is key. Reframing negative self-talk. Once you've identified the flavor of your inner critic, it's time to start reframing that negative self-talk into something more positive and empowering. Easier said than done, I know. But with consistent effort, it is possible to retrain your brain. Here are some tips. Challenge the critic. Talk back to those negative thoughts and evaluate whether they're truly justified. Ask yourself, is there evidence this thought is 100% true or factual? Or is my inner critic exaggerating? Get perspective. Try to imagine what you'd say to a friend who was struggling with similar negative thoughts. We're often far kinder to others than ourselves. Offer yourself that same compassion. Adjust the narrative. Rewrite the story your inner critic is telling you. Look for opportunities to put a positive spin on things. I'm not qualified, becomes, I'm eager to step outside my comfort zone, learn new skills, and see where this opportunity takes me. Boost yourself up. Counter the negative thoughts with positive ones focused on your strengths, abilities, and accomplishments. Remind yourself of times you were successful in the past. Be your own cheerleader. Talk to yourself the way you'd cheer on someone you care about. Give yourself some encouragement. The key is not to repress negative emotions, which is unhealthy, but rather to process them in a balanced way. When you notice self-critical thoughts arising, take a breath. Recognize it as your inner critic, then consciously offer yourself an alternative perspective. Fill your head with positivity. In addition to reframing negative thought patterns, it's important to cultivate positive thinking habits. Our minds believe what we repeatedly tell them. That's why consciously counteracting the inner critic with regular doses of positivity is so key. Here are some ways to fill your mental space with uplifting thoughts. Start a daily gratitude practice. Regularly reflect on 3 to 5 things you're grateful for. This focuses you on the positive. Meditate. Quiet your busy mind with regular meditation sessions. Apps like Headspace and Calm can help guide beginners. Read, listen to, or watch positive materials. Surround yourself with books, podcasts, videos, etc. that make you feel uplifted or inspired. Affirm yourself. Come up with some positive statements about yourself. I am enough, or I believe in myself, and repeat them daily. Keep a positivity journal. Jot down happy moments, successes, random acts of kindness, anything positive you want to remember. Limit social media usage. Be mindful of how much time you spend consuming filtered content on Instagram, Facebook, etc. Exercise regularly. Physical activity is proven to boost mood and self-esteem. Get out in nature. Fresh air, greenery, and sunshine can all give your positivity a boost. Surround yourself with positive people. Limit time spent with extremely critical or negative friends and family who bring you down. Making a habit of any of the above actions can help prune your neural pathways in a more positive direction. Don't underestimate the power of repetition and regular practice when trying to retrain your brain. Be patient and keep at it. When the critic creeps back in, changing thought patterns and breaking old neural habits takes time. You'll still hear from your inner critic on occasion. When those unfairly negative thoughts pop back into your head, remember these tips. Pause, take a breath, don't engage. Don't get into a debate with your inner critic. Acknowledge the thought, then let it go. Ask yourself, is this thought true and justified? Don't accept criticism from yourself that you wouldn't accept from others. Distance yourself. Imagine the thought floating away, passing by like clouds. Or picture putting the thought in a box and closing it up. Interrupt the pattern. Get up, move around, get a drink of water. Break out of the negative mental cycle. Practice self-kindness. Talk to yourself like you would a friend in need. Offer comfort, understanding, and encouragement. With regular effort, those negative barbs from your inner critic will lose their power over time. You may still hear an occasional peep, but overcoming negative thought patterns takes diligent work. Replacing negative self-talk with kinder, more empowered thoughts is truly life-changing work. Stick with it through the ups and downs, and keep nourishing your mind with positivity. You are amazing just as you are.